Hi everyone, and welcome to Beyond Belief. I'm really glad you're here. You know, sometimes life has a way of throwing us into situations where we're questioning everything. Our faith, our beliefs, even our purpose. And that's okay. In fact, it's actually in those moments of uncertainty that we often find the most clarity. Today, we're talking about something I think we all need to hear. What if the religion you've been following, the image of Christianity you've been building, is actually holding you back from the freedom Jesus really wants to give you? What if you're so focused on doing the right thing that you've missed the point of being transformed by His love? Now, I get it. We all want to get things right. We want to be good, to live according to God's will. But here's the question. What if the greatest thing you could do is stop trying so hard to appear perfect and just start being real with God? What if the rules are just chains that keep us from living in the freedom He offers? So let's settle in, because today we're going to break free. Not just from the world, but from the images we've built around Christianity, from the performance and appearance-based faith that so many of us are trapped in. I want you to imagine a life where you don't have to perform to earn love. Imagine a life where your heart is transformed, not just your actions. That's the kind of freedom I know Jesus wants to give us. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. Think about it for a moment. How many of us, at some point, have been caught in the cycle of trying to be good enough? We tell ourselves, if I just do this right, follow this rule, say the right things, then maybe, just maybe, I'll be seen as worthy. And so we live our lives chasing this perfection. But here's what I've learned through my own journey. And it's something I think we all need to realize. We don't need to perform for love. God's love is not something we have to earn by getting all the right answers, by following every rule, or by being the perfect Christian. The truth is, Jesus didn't come to save us from imperfection. He came to save us from the performance we've built around Him. There's this quote I heard once: "Perfection is the enemy of progress." And I think that's what's happened to a lot of us. We've traded transformation for appearance. We've settled for looking good on the outside instead of actually being transformed on the inside. So pause for a second and ask yourself, where am I living for the approval of others? Where have I been performing instead of just being real? Because I promise you, the freedom you're longing for is found in letting go of that performance. It's about living with an authentic heart that's open to God's love and grace. Let's dive into scripture to help us understand this more. In Matthew 23, verse 27, Jesus speaks directly to the religious leaders of His day. He says, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of dead bones and everything unclean." Now, when we read that, we think, ooh, that's harsh. But let me ask you, how often have you focused on looking good on the outside while your heart was filled with anger, bitterness, or pride? Jesus isn't condemning us. He's inviting us to authenticity. He's showing us that real transformation comes when we stop trying to have everything look perfect and start allowing God to change us from the inside out. I want to share a story of someone I know. Let's just call him Luke. Luke was a guy who had it all together. He knew all the Bible verses, served in church, and was always giving the right answers. But what people didn't see was that he was carrying a heavy weight inside. He was holding onto unforgiveness, and it was destroying him. He wasn't living the freedom that Jesus offers. One day, Luke came to me, and in a vulnerable moment, he admitted that he was tired. Tired of pretending, tired of acting like everything was fine. That's when he made the decision to forgive. And let me tell you, when he did, his heart was transformed. He stopped performing for approval and began living in the grace and the mercy that Jesus offers. And that's what Jesus wants for us. He doesn't want us to be whitewashed tombs, appearing clean on the outside, but dead on the inside. He wants us to be alive in him, transformed by his love and grace. The moment Luke let go of the need to appear perfect, he experienced the freedom of being real with God. That's the kind of transformation Jesus came to bring. So let's make this personal. It's not enough just to hear this. We need to live it out. The challenge here is to stop performing for others and start being transformed by God. So, I want to ask you a few questions, and I really want you to sit with them for a moment. First, where have you been performing instead of being real with God? Think about your life. Are you trying to meet other people's expectations of what a good Christian looks like? Or are you focused on the rules instead of the relationship? Secondly, what are you holding on to that's keeping you from living in freedom? Maybe it's bitterness, shame, pride, or fear. Whatever it is, it's time to let go. Jesus is offering you freedom, not based on your performance, but on his grace. And thirdly, what is one step you can take this week to start living authentically? Maybe it's letting go of an image you've been holding up. Maybe it's offering forgiveness to someone you've been holding a grudge against. Maybe it's simply saying, Jesus, I want to be real with you. And I encourage you to take that step. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Transformation doesn't come from perfection. It comes from authenticity and openness to God's love. Can you imagine what would happen if we all decided to live with authenticity? What if we stopped focusing on our good Christian image and started living in the freedom Jesus offers? What if we stopped trying to perform and started living with real love, grace, and mercy? This is not about being perfect. It's about being real. Real with God, real with others, real with ourselves. When we do that, we experience a true transformation that Jesus offers. So, may you be saved from the chains of religion. May you live in the freedom of God's love, grace, and mercy. May you stop performing and start living with authentic, transformed life that Jesus is inviting you into. And may that transformation bring freedom, not just to you, but to everyone around you. Here's the takeaway for today. Stop performing and start living. Jesus didn't come to save you from your imperfections. He came to save you from your performance. He wants you to experience real transformation, not from rules or appearances, but from his love. Thank you for listening to Beyond Belief. I hope this message has encouraged you to step into the freedom Jesus offers. It's time to stop living for the approval of others and start living for the transformation that only he can bring. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, be real, be free, and keep living in God's love. Blessings.